Hello, everybody. Check, 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 check. We will be starting in 1 minute. Hello, everybody. The hell is this song? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello everybody, and welcome to the live stream. Oh, we're kicking now. You like that Christmas music I had? I don't know. Sometimes I get a Christmas song stuck in the play mix. You ever do that? You ever making love first time, somebody new, you're trying to impress them, and then it's like, jolly old St. Nicholas, and you're like, geez, I just lost it. Or maybe that's what gets you to finish. Who knows? Hey, folks, how are you? Good to see you. How's everybody in the chat room? L-Dog, my condolences. You got dumped by text. You're better than that, L-Dog. It's not you, it's him. Or her. Him, right? You're better than that guy. We'll get you somebody. We will get your Harrisons bumping in no time. But take care of yourself. That's what you can do, right? God's got this like twisted little world that he has where you get broken up with, and then you get so sad that you lose 10 pounds, and then you just look sexier, and then you're ready to go. God's like, look, we're gonna reboot the systems here. That's exactly what happens, no? Hello, Rachel from Vancouver. We are cooking with oil. That's right. Good to see everybody. Day late and $1 short. Sarai says she left a voicemail. Boy, Sarai and L-Dog can go hit up the scene together. You guys can just get on Thrinder, right? Hello, Sarah Winks from the middle of Nowheresville, Wisconsin. ABF in the house. Good to see you. ABF, thanks. You left a nice comment on the Instagram there, I saw. Thank you so much. Boy, weird day for my Instagram, right? What's going on? How did people think this was real? It took me like 3 seconds to make. I Googled, like I said, I told Jen, I Googled cologne font. I found like, Dior. I think this is the font that Dior or Armani, whatever it is. And I just ripped it off. I had a little GPS at the bottom there, a little GPS. Est-ce que tu veux avoir une, je ne sais quoi, GPS? I don't know. Some people got upset. A couple people got upset. They said, making fun of Colton is just going to trigger Cassie. Well, humor is a funny thing, guys. Because it's not just about getting a cheap laugh. It's about saying we're not done talking, Colton. We're not done. We're still talking about it. There are stones left unturned. And that's what it's all about. You make fun of things. You bring them to light. The absurd. Because there he is, getting his photo taken. Guys, I hate to butcher a joke. When you have to explain a joke, you kill it. But he gets the spread and variety after placing a tracking device under the hood of his ex's car. And then he looks like an A-list celebrity here. How do you not make a cologne parody? How do you not do that? My hands were tied. Making fun of the fact that he's coming out looking like... It's like when GQ put the Boston Bombers on the cover of their magazine and everyone said, what are you doing? You're celebrating them. They bombed people. People lost their limbs and lives. That's what it's all about. Sarah says, I thought it was hilarious, and that's coming from someone who has been stalked and tracked. Well, first of all, apologies for the situation you've been in. Brian says, love the joke explanation. I love to butcher a joke, and that's what you're doing by explaining it. It's like, no, come on. It's more than a parody cologne. It's a scent that'll follow you for days. I mean, come on! Not making light of a situation. I don't think Cassie's triggered by this either. It's been a good amount of time she's had to cope with, the issues. The cologne joke is too good. Yeah, it's too good. All right, I'll get off it. Speaking of getting off, where's L-Dog? And she gonna get her off. Not me. Someone's gonna get her off. Brian says, love the... Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, thank you. Never forget a GPS. Now, I forgot to mention... L-Dog's got a Pepsi Zero coming in. I'm actually doing a cold brew. I've got a surprise for Tasha. I got her a vegan donut. It'll be pretty good. It's a vegan donut that I found. For those that are wondering, my vlog was supposed to come out today. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not immune from mental health problems. Now look, I'm actually in a pretty, I take care of myself. I go on jogs, I work out, I know when I'm getting too overwhelmed, and I'm really good at applying the needed pressures to kind of chill out. But I'm taking this medication, and it's for nothing serious. It's a foot fungus medication. That's all it is. But I tried this topical thing, and they're like, you just can't get it. The topical doesn't work. They said you got to take this. So I was like, all right, it's for 60 days, fine. But the one thing and I've told you guys this, the one thing is it does a few things, but there's something within the medication that makes it harder to digest coffee or caffeine. So there I am yesterday, fried out of my mind, forgot to have breakfast and lunch. I had a banana and a few other things, but I forgot to really eat, had my medication, and then Tasha came home with a coffee, and that coffee wiped me out. I started getting fried. My heart shook all day long. It was jumping out of its chest, and I was like, I can't edit right now. I'm like, my schedule is so busy, especially with the Colton Underwood story, because we had to do multiple videos of that. I was like, look, this is too crazy. I need to push it back a day. Tasha was like, good. And the second I decided to just because I'm my own boss. No one's telling me to do something. It's my own craziness inside that's like, you said you're going to get it out. You got to get it out. But then I was thinking I didn't get a drone shot. It's not going to look that good. It was 7 p.m. I hadn't begun editing it yet because Tasha and I had to shoot something to help her. And I was like, I gotta just push it back a day. Angel says, I thought it was great. What I aired today was last year's, I re-aired a vlog. So I've got a brand new one coming tomorrow. So what I aired today was something else. Yeah. Mike says, I wonder how people that have been tracked feel about the artwork. Mike, it is a valid question. And when we, I hate to say artwork and relate comedy to art, because whenever you take stand-up as a stand-up comedian, whenever you talk about stand-up as art, you sort of become too aware of what it is. Does that make sense to you guys? So by saying with my art, I think it's important. It's like, okay, you've lost me. Let a physical medium, let a painter, let someone talk about their art. With a stand-up comic, you call it your jokes. But sometimes the jokes are just fun and games, they're just laughs, and sometimes there's something deeper there. I got a joke about school shooters, right? I say, you want to get rid of school shooters, you don't need to ban guns, you need to ban bowl cuts. Now, the joke there is bowl cuts. I say, I grew up with bowl cuts. I call them infinity bangs. You know what I mean? We don't need to ban guns. We need to pull people's hair back, show off their eyes a little bit. But the deeper message there is that there are forgotten people in our communities. So you don't say, I got a funny joke about forgotten people in our communities. No, you talk about banning bowl cuts. You talk about calling people, So it's a hard sell to explain the joke right now. But I think you guys understand what I'm saying when you look at a joke and you go, okay, I'm not making light of school shooting. Some people that have been a part of a school shooting might be very triggered by that pun. It might be very sad for them. But the greater discussion there is that there are people that are ostracized. There are people that never fit in, and we need to take care of those people because some of them with mental illness do atrocious things. And of course, literally 99% of school shooters have a stupid haircut because they're just deranged. They clearly have issues. Brian says, walking the tightrope. It sure is, my man. It sure, But that's what you got to do, because at some point you got to go, all right, how many jokes am I going to make about my mom being a stupid text messenger? You know, at some point you go, okay, well, but look, I can, you know, if someone wanted to pull an article and goes, Dave's making fun of, Dave's joking about being stalked. You go, okay, well, if we want to really explain what the joke is, then we get into the discussion. Discussion's good, right? That's what we do. I actually used to think your Bachelor recaps back in the day were way too vulgar, but I get more of what you were doing now. No, and you know what? You're right. My Bachelor recaps were very vulgar. They were very vulgar. I made all sex jokes, and I'll still throw it in there. But you know, oh, is this more Christmas music? Sorry, guys. What the hell is going on? All this jollies. Hold on, I got to change the genre here. Anyway, so when it comes to the question of, I wonder what so-and-so will think about so-and-so, respectfully, so do I. But at the same time, you know, what you got to learn about a joke is that you just don't apologize for it, because the attempt is not to trigger the... Well, I mean, there are cases, of course, where you can apologize for a joke. Plum's mom's in the house. How are you? Hold on, I'm trying some new music here. Oh, I think that's good. All right, we got 145 viewers. We're churning, folks. So anyway, on my vlog tomorrow, I know I'm jumping around again. Blame the medication. I'm all over the place. On my vlog tomorrow, which comes out tomorrow, I'm going to show you what you don't see right here. I'm going to give you guys a tour of my Bachelor recap studio. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be the final tour, because I still have more furniture stuff coming in here. But I'm going to give you the tour and show you what this does and what that does and what this does and that guy and all the different pads. So that'll be on tomorrow's vlog. Plus, I'm going to give you a tour of the bedroom, guys. Tasha's got some Harry Potter bed sheets in the bedroom. We got a new bed set up. My first time ever having a king-size bed. Tasha and I are socially distanced. We're both on different sides. You know, just rolling over to the middle when we want to see each other. Jess said some murderers are victims. They aren't mutually exclusive. Well, there you go. I mean, by all means, most people that are murderers have some tragic story about their past, and some are just psychopaths. Some are sociopaths. I'm not a sociologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm none of those things. I'm just a bloke talking about Bachelor with a through line that discusses human conditions, a lot of which I don't know anything about in a sort of professional sense. So don't get your therapy from me, folks. Pam, hey, how are you? Says great channel. Good to see you. Linda, everyone else. Harry Potter bed sheets. That's right, Oz. You know us over here playing Quidditch in my dreams. Oh, who got a first job? Is that Plum's mom? Says I'm late. Dropped my son off at his first job, umping softball game. Glad to be here. Oh, Plum's mom, you must be so proud of your son. What a great moment. What a great moment. You get to drop him off. Is he like, he doesn't have his license yet, so he's umping like a younger level. That's great. Wait till he's old enough to drive and he can start driving you to your errands and all that. That'll be great. Oh, that'll be great. All right, what did I say? Let's go back in here. Stephanie says, as someone who has been stalked, not as severe as Cassie's, it didn't bother me. I thought it was funny, but I did think I was a thing at first. Colton actually was doing. I wouldn't put it past him. Oh, you're saying it seemed lifelike enough. Yeah, well, I mean, I did, don't get me wrong, I did go to the far stretch of Googling cologne font. Oh, but I own it. I got my handle in there. I'll own it. I made the joke. Absolutely. L-Dog says, if I weren't on my meds, I would be in jail. L-Dog, can you imagine if could you imagine if prisons only allowed people to watch my live streams? Oh, that poor, they'd be calling in. 401-213-9828. Hey, Dave, how are you? I'm in cell block C. We're loving you down here. Just people clinking, whatever, I don't know. Bump the Harry, everyone. Amen. Oz to that. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got a lot of voicemails. We'll get into those. If you make school shooters victims by logic, you should be making Colton a victim too for being a stalker. Well, we can talk logic. Absolutely, this is a great topic. Colton is a victim of a society that hasn't normalized gay culture where he came from. Do you know what I mean? So we can talk about that absolutely. Now, being a victim and playing a victim, as in using your victim card, are two different things. Now, Rachael Kirkconnell said, despite where I grew up, despite my hometown, my county, coming from the South, despite being young, I will not use that as an excuse for what I did. And that was very powerful. Very powerful where we stand today. What is it, May 13th? very powerful where we stand today, that Rachael Kirkconnell may be the pace car for how to apologize. You know what I mean? Apologies, actions, taking steps in the right direction, not using her growing up in the South. Because we were all quick to apologize for her and say, look, she grew up in a racist part of town. Confederate flags exist on every other lawn where she's from. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just, But she goes, no, I'm not going to use that as an example. I'm not going to use that as a reason for why I said or did what I did. That's the end of that. And kicked in Colton, and I don't blame him for wanting to explain it and go, I was holding on to a heterosexual culture. I was holding on to this. I was tracking her, I don't blame him for wanting to explain it. And I think he did his best in that interview without getting to the real info of saying like he knows he was in the wrong. But who am I to accept an apology? It's not for me. I'm not a victim. I'm just watching this and go, well, we do live in a world where when you do apologize, you got to be razor focused, explaining exactly what you apologize for. And as long as he's hiding behind this NDA, this agreement that we're not going to talk, bro, you didn't get hired by Disney to star in the next Star Wars movie and you signed an NDA. I can't tell you the plot point. It's your life. You agreed to these terms. She agreed to them not even knowing you were going to come out of the closet and have a docuseries and all that. So clearly, whatever terms you guys agreed to, I wouldn't say it's null and void, but I would say you should consider re-looking into that. Tasha, you home? I think Tasha's home. All right, we're cooking, folks. We are cooking. Let's check the comments. If you may, okay, look, let's see. Wow, I got a lot of comments. I do apologize if I can't get to them all. While I do always say we can walk and chew gum at the same time, I cannot talk and read at the same time. Oh, hey, how are you? Tasha's over there in the... I told Tasha that I would like it if she could shoot some content for me for the vlog. So she's outside shooting a nice little video of me right now, which I'll include in the vlog tomorrow. Tasha, look, I got you something. I got you a donut. She doesn't know what it is, but her eyebrows just went up. All right. So anyway, folks, a lot of content to talk about. Actions speak louder than words, and Rachael had been silent lately, especially on National Day of Awareness for Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women and Children, which was on May 5th. Rachael was silent. Oh, first of all, I'm not saying your comment's ridiculous, but Rachel's been very good at using her platform. I myself did not know that May 5th was National Day of Awareness for Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women and Girls. I'm not making light of that day, but if that really is what May 5th was, that's the first I've ever heard of it. And that's what awareness is all about. I still think he knew he was gay all along, says Pam. Well, I'm sure to some degree. I'm sure to some degree he knew he was gay all along. But even though when you know something's true, if you push that down far enough your whole entire life, I mean, his whole chemical makeup, every atom in his body was sold on this lie. You ever lie so much you believe it? I don't know. Brian, you like my Star Wars drop? Try to get the nerds in on here with me. Ashley Barker says, I have no idea that was a thing, referring to Murdered and Missing Indigenous People Day. How is she supposed to know that? Yeah, Ashley, I agree. We're talking about a lot of things we know. I read it as if she was kidding. And don't take any offense to that or choose to take offense. It's up to you what you choose to be offended by. Not you personally, but in general. But it sounded like you were making that up. And again, that's just my own lack of awareness, along with, I'm sure, 95% of the people in the comment section, that we didn't know that National Day of Awareness for Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women and Girls was on May 5th. Didn't know that. Most people think May 5th is the day that Mexico gained its independence. Not true either. It's a day they fought in a battle. Okay, folks. Alrighty then. What else do we have here? Colton just needs therapy. I get the trauma of feeling like you're being shamed for being gay in a Christian setting, but I do not think that relates to his aggressive behavior towards women. Very, very good point. Very good point. Plenty of people come out of the closet. Plenty of people have never, I've talked about my own sort of possessiveness in sort of a codependency way where like you think you need this relationship and like you get depressed if you can't have it. But it crosses a line when you threaten to harm yourself. Oh, I'm going to kill myself if you leave me. It gets in a, Tasha's talked about this plenty. Tasha, can you hear me? I got a present for you, but you got a present in the fridge too. She goes, ooh. Erica said, oh, you saw the Harry Potter sheets? Good stuff. That same question could be asked about anything. Not sure what question you were saying. I read a report saying that Colton was blackmailed into coming out of the closet while at a gay spa. Yes, Tanya, that is the story that Colton Underwood revealed. Of course, we all know, as much as we want to believe somebody when they say they are a victim of a crime, we do ask questions because he has already made himself the victim of a fictitious stalking when he created a phone number to stalk himself and Cassie. So we know he's guilty of fabrication. I have not heard back from the author of the Variety article yet. I don't expect that I will, but I did ask if she could sort of explain to us how they were able to vet. Because imagine if you're a criminal and you're trying to blackmail somebody. You know you're committing a crime. So you're not going to use your work office email account. You're going to have some doodad, bebop, Gmail, Yahoo, AOL.com, geocities.edu, whatever. You're going to create an email address, I would assume, and cover your tracks. So assuming the person who blackmailed Colton covered their tracks, how do we know it was blackmail? Colton said he never saw the photos anyway. Lots of questions. And again, I don't want to live in a cynical world where we ask these questions, but this is what he proved. He proved to us that he would go to any lengths possible to sell us on his lie. Now, could we believe he'll go to any lengths possible to jockey himself back into the public's eye? Oh, I'm a victim here. I was blackmailed. That's why I came out. I didn't want to have to do this. Plum's mom said, I read an article about exceptional people. As children, we as parents need to have them well-rounded but specialized. We all can't be aware of everything because it won't be useful info. Absolutely. Oh, Tasha, what'd you get there? You want to jump in here with me? Come say hi to everybody. We got, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tasha, Marie, Courtney. Come right in here. I know you weren't planning. Good. What do you got there? That's a turmeric drink I got for you there. Oh, you look so beautiful today, honey. The other day I made a video about... I believe, was it about J-Lo? I can't even remember who it was about. And I said, I wish Tasha looked at me the way J-Lo looks at Ben Affleck. I think that's who it was. And then everyone in the comment section said, Tasha does look at you that way. And it's like, well, maybe that's when I'm turning away. Maybe you longingly look at me when I'm turning away. But I want you to look at me the way you're going to look at this.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at me the way you're going to look at that. Here, can I use my...
Is that Aaron McKenna's? Where'd you get
This
that?
is Sage, a vegan and gluten-free spot. I was driving by, and I said, wouldn't it be a shame? I was getting those contractor bags you asked for.
Is this vegan and gluten-free?
It is vegan and... I don't know if it's gluten-free. Oh, no, it is. Yeah, it's vegan and gluten-free.
Are you sure?
Now I'm questioning myself. I believe it is.
I'll just have one bite of it.
Wow. Whoops. I think it's gluten-free. It was very expensive, so it should be both. What else is going on here? Did you see this cologne that's being sold? What are your thoughts? Oh, wrong one. What are your thoughts on this cologne being sold here?
That's silly. GPS.
No. Don't be an American. It's GPS. Someone said l'eau de perfume. GPS. And people were asking, rightfully, out of several thousand people that saw it, I think 4 were like, hey, that's messed up for Cassie's sake. But I said, with jokes and humor are meant to expose, things that deserve being exposed. And if he's going to get to take a glamour shot for variety, I think someone gets to make a fake cologne about it.
Okie doke.
And then the tagline was, it's the scent that will follow you for days. Come on, folks. These are the jokes. What do you think? Can I have a sip of that? Can I try that?
Yeah.
Boy, there's nothing worse. I'm all about the environment, but there is nothing worse than a paper straw.
Use the metal reusable one.
Ooh, what is that? Boy, that's got like Christmas spices in it. That's got like clove or something. Whoa. Yeah, it's got like tea and turmeric. It's good anti-inflammatory. All right, what do we got here? Let's get back to the comments. I was looking at past photos of the two of them, and the comments under their pictures together were mostly aimed at things like how sexy, their height differences, and other things than his masculinity. Well, look, I don't know. There's going to be, we look at people. This is part of the bargain you get when you're in the spotlight. Like I've had to deal with my own sort of like, anxieties from people like, combing through my own life, and it's just part of the exchange of being able to like, come on, Colton, he just bought a home. He bought a home, guys. He's making his life. He's trying to tell his story. And I'm all about using your platform to make your money, be authentic. Obviously, I like, people that sell sham products or whatever. That's a different story. But for the most part, what's crazy, right? It's like Reddit, and of course Reddit's full of people that just there's a real negative point of view that comes into a lot of stories. Like people want to get you, right? And someone said they didn't like my my channel because I monetized a lot of other people's like stories, and it's like, but then you're gonna go read Us Magazine and E News. Like we have to understand that whenever we're consuming something on any platform, like Robinhood, I don't have to pay to make trades. They're selling your data. Oh, Facebook says no, they're selling your data. Like there's an exchange. Just like I said in the other live stream, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Now, obviously, I don't want to overdo it and burden you with too many ads. I try to pace them out the way you would on a TV show, like every 4 or 5 minutes. Sometimes there's too many and people will let me know. But for the most part, I think we're pretty good at doing like 3 ads a video. If it's a long video, maybe I pop a little 4th one in there at the end. Mike says, when will Colton address the blackmail? 2016 grinder and him hooking up with men. Unexplained stories just lead to more confusion. Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. More confusion happening, and I'm really not too sure. Tanya says, I feel sorry for the LGBTQ community between Colton and as much as I like Katie Thurston. Katie posted a very edgy lesbian-themed picture, which I found offensive to the LGBTQ community. Well, Tanya, are you involved? Are you a member of the LGBTQ community? That would be my first question, because otherwise, it's just not your place to be offended for somebody else. Now, you could say, and maybe you are, and in that case, that changes the story. But if you're not, then you just say, well, what conversation are we having? I should be offended for someone else that might not be offended back, It gets complicated, and we need to be razor focused when we talk about issues here. When it comes to Katie Thurston, here, let me go back to her page here. We talked about this the other day. I didn't make a video because I had a ton of content coming out that day. Katie Thurston, but she apologized for queerbaiting, and the question becomes very simple. In my end, and of course I am not a member of the LGBTQ community, but I do know the LGBTQ plus community was not unified in their response to this. Some people said it was fine. Some people said it was not. But Katie let one of her friends kiss her in front of a photo that said girls, girls, girls. And the idea of queer baiting was something I've had to educate myself on. I made several 20-minute long videos about it. So clearly we talked a lot about it, but you start to wonder, was she trying to monetize and profit off of a lesbian-like experience? That really is what the question becomes. Because queerbaiting was originally used, and again, correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong here, but it was originally used when movies would tease a gay story. To be honest, Bachelor queerbaited a couple of years ago by, they do it probably every other season, by saying there may be a gay storyline, and then it turns out to be nothing at all. Is that the green screen? Oh, bring it over here. Look at this, folks. I got this pop-up green screen, but I got this new one, 6 foot by 9 foot. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. I'm showing it to people. They can't see it. Oh, look, I'm just a talking head. I'm such an idiot. I was showing you guys this green color, but clearly you can't see it because of the green screen. But I bought this, and this will not make it into this week's vlog, but I will show myself installing that on future vlogs. Tanya says, no, I'm not gay, but Katie is not gay either. Well, but Katie also wasn't offended by it. We live in a world where some people make it their life's work to be offended, says Ben. And I do respect people when they do feel a certain way. I respect that. I wouldn't want to piss someone off unintentionally. But if we live in a world, don't make me play the. But if we live in a world where we're gonna tell other people that we're offended on behalf of them, you're going to spend a lot of your day being offended, guys. We live in a city, there's so much going on. You can, if I got a close friend that does something, I'll call him up and be like, hey man, we're not saying that word anymore. That's out. We're not doing that, man. There's not around me. Because we're trying to move forward. Absolutely. But if some stranger says something and I go, I can't police people because first of all, they're not going to listen. So when someone tells someone else they're offended by someone, or when you're accepting offense on behalf of another community, I don't know if we're listening to that community. And again, I say that with all due respect, guys. All due respect. So the question with Katie was she intentionally trying to monetize off of this over-sexualized experience? And then also, if she wasn't, and people still received it that way, I'm okay with her apologizing. It wasn't my intention to queerbait people. I didn't know that was whatever she says to get to that place. Absolutely. As we've seen with apologies, some people might take 2 or 3 different apologies to get it right. I want the record to show, as much as I've criticized people like Taylor and Nolan for their apologies, Colton Underwood for his apologies missing, as much as I appreciate that, I'll never say, oh, no. I'm always going to be listening as they continue to figure out how their apologies are going to be. I'm here for it. I am not a member of the people that say, you're banished from society, you can do no good. My point with Colton Underwood in other situations, it's like, you got this platform to speak about domestic violence, but instead you probably paid your ex-girlfriend off to not talk about this. Unless there's information we don't have that's super damning about her and she doesn't want him to talk, I can't imagine that's the case. She got Brian Friedman, power attorney.
You can't handle the truth.
And for that, he doesn't, he's not a settlement type of guy. Well, I mean, actually, he is a settlement type of guy. By not going to court, by her dropping the charges, doesn't mean nothing, there was no outcome. It means we don't know what happened. Katie said, Miranda said, I'm sorry, but when did Katie publicly declare that she is 100% straight and has no attraction to women? She does have to explain that. It's not our place to assume she is fully straight. Mike says, I might want to watch the video about Katie because people can learn, grow, and change. Yeah, but my guess with Katie is that producers or PR people from Bachelor said, just apologize. Because Katie didn't apologize the first time. The first time she explained herself, which I actually thought she did a good job. But then this was her apology that she came up with afterwards. And of course, this is in response to her posting something that says, do what you want. She said something like, do what you want. And it was a photo of a girl kissing her on the neck. And, it's one of those things, I guess we live in a world where we have to wonder, like, is it because she has a platform that we're holding her to a higher standard? Katie's she's pretty woke. She's pretty good on supporting different communities. She said she wants to be an ally, and I don't think anyone doubts her on that. I don't think anybody doubts her on that. So forgive me for not even being able to read half the comments. A lot to talk about here. I just ask everyone to please be respectful. Of course, Oz is laying down the law. Let me get your PayPal up, Oz, in 1 second here. Those can donate to Oz. I don't know. I'm sure you haven't had to boot anyone out. We did have that crazy day where there was a lot of bootleggers that needed to be kicked out of the chat. But of course, Oz is doing the Lord's work in there. That's his PayPal. Throw your link up in the chat when you get a chance there, Oz. Van Slamma says the queer in LGBTQ stands for sexual and gender other than straight. It is to basically describe that sexuality and gender is complicated and it may not fit neatly into a box, straight, gay, male, female. Bottom line, The Bachelor as a franchise needs to be more inclusive of the LGBTQIA community. Hey, Ebony, how are you? Oh, that's why they normally put plus. Calm down and stay yourself. I don't know what, sorry. I don't know what's a response to me or to someone else. But either way, folks, the thing we need to hang on to as individuals, I'm not speaking for anybody else, as individuals, with our own sanity, we need to hang on to people's intentions. Now, don't get me wrong. I got family. I got friends in low places with, I got it all. I got all these friends and family who mean well. I know they're great people. I know they'd take a bullet for me. But at the same time, they might be ignorant. They might be racist. They might be homophobic. They might be all these things. Or one of them. And I don't write them off. I don't. I look at it as an opportunity to educate. to show compassion. I flip people. Let me tell you something. When it comes to trolls and like, I don't have time in the chat right now. Like I don't have time in this format to flip people, but in comment sections, I flip trolls like that. So many people like the other day were like, you know, I still get messages, Dave, you're a simp because I called Yusuf out, Yusuf, and I have to educate people and go, it's not that he made the right point. It's the tone in which he attacked and heightened the conversation when he should have been a man and walked away. So to some people, being a man is standing up for yourself and not letting people walk on you. To me, being a man is de-escalating. When everything in your body tells you you should escalate. It ain't easy fighting the limbic systems. This is a millennia of coded DNA teaching us to fight or flight. And I'm not saying we should flight, but we should walk away or exit a scenario. One of the best, piece of advice I ever got is, I think it was Wayne Dyer, but I'm not sure exactly. It might have been someone else. He said, whenever you find yourself in a pissing match, get out. Whenever you realize you're in that pissing match, get out of it. It's great. It's great to know that for relationships. It's great to know, like, whenever you've crossed that threshold of like, we're not treating each other like friends, get out. Let people calm down. So yeah, picked up what copied and pasted. Hello, Angel. Good to see you. Being a grown-up, it ain't easy. It ain't easy to walk away from a conversation in which you're being misinterpreted. It ain't easy to walk away. I mean, I've got these scenarios, guys, where like sometimes I've had to walk away, when I feel completely mischaracterized. Like I'm still getting shit from that Kim Kirkconnell video. I'm still getting it from communities that go, oh, we don't like the sources you use to report news. Kim Kirkconnell messaged me. She's the primary source. She wanted to explain why she was in a group. So it's like, I could get blue in the face explaining to people like a lot of people would rather read an article on Us Weekly than hear from the source because it fits the narrative they want to hear. Alrighty then. And I guess what I have to realize is that most people get the jive that we're doing. Most people understand this dance and go, oh, Dave's not a raging whatever you think I am. He's just willing. Like, if I'm going to prove to you why I believe my opinion to be valid, I first have to completely understand your opinion. That way that's how the legal system works, guys. You show up, you show your evidence. This is the evidence I'm going to present. Okay, I'm going to defend myself to that evidence. Then you go back, you cross-examine each other. Why can't we do that as humans? I don't know, folks. Erica says, I know I usually go to fight mode, but trying to calm my aggressive side recently. And I'll ask people in the comment section, if you feel like you're in a pissing match, you don't need to be there. I understand we're trying to talk to each other. It just ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. Well, Van Slam says we should all aim for kindness, lean into the maturity and kindness. Absolutely. Let me play some of your voicemails because I think I got a lot here. Let's go straight. This is going to give me a chance to sip on some coffee here. Go to Ashley in Florida.
Hey, Dave. It's Ashley from Florida.
Hey, Ashley.
So you asked the question if we should believe Colton.
Yes.
And the answer is absolutely not. You know why? Because he's been lying for years. He lied when he went on The Bachelorette because he was gay. He knew he was gay. He said that he knew he was gay since he was 6. He was confused. If he was confused, he should have never been on that show.
Well, you're right. He was hooking up on Grindr. We do know that. It doesn't, maybe he thought he was bisexual. I'll give him that.
He went on Bachelor in Paradise. He lied when he went on Bachelor. And he lied to 20 plus women who put their lives on hold to go meet their future husband, knowing that he was confused. What is the difference between a guy who's confused about his sexuality going on The Bachelor and a guy who's married who goes on The Bachelor? What is the difference? Both are liars. Both have no business being on that show. It's ridiculous, and I think people are afraid to criticize him because he's gay. Well, I'm not, because all he wants is fame. All he wants is fame, and that shows when he went on those 3 shows knowing that he's confused. That shows when he was trying to shop around a reality show with him and Cassie, and now he has a reality show on him being gay. And no, I don't think we should throw him a parade. I don't think we should celebrate him because he's done so much damage on the way to finding himself. And during that variety interview, he blamed the fact that he stalked Cassie on him being confused and him not wanting to accept himself being gay. Well, those two situations are completely independent. And I would just like to take a survey of all the gay guys who have stalked, harassed, and traumatized a woman.
Please stand up.
I just want to take a survey to see how many are out there since he's connecting them. They have nothing to do with each other. That was a very bad decision that he made, and he needs to take accountability, and I don't think that we should be giving him a platform until he does that. Thanks, bye.
Ashley from Florida, very well said. Thank you so much. Look, and again, you can think you were gay, but still fight for that heterosexuality. I buy it. I do buy that. You can download Grindr and hook up with a guy and still be fighting to be straight. I do buy that. One of my best friends in college, I remember driving him to this girl's place that he used to have. They were friends with benefits, and then he came out of the closet. So he was still. I have friends that were still fighting that fight. So I totally empathize with that. But to your point about not using that struggle as an excuse to stalk, I agree with you there. All right, let's move it along. Thanks so much for the call, Ashley. Always appreciate it.
Hey, this is Sarai. I wanted to comment on the Colton Underwood video that you did regarding to abuse. So I have been in both a physical abusive relationship as well as a verbally emotional abusive relationship. One had both, and one only had only the emotional abuse. And it doesn't matter if it's sexual abuse, any kind of abuse is still abuse. And when I was 15, I was almost date raped by my boyfriend at the time. I was lucky enough to get away, but that left scars on me for a long, long time. And then, as you know, recently is when I had to get the restraining order against. He was verbally abusive. He was emotionally abusive. He was borderline obsessive towards me. Anywhere I went out, he accused me of meeting guys. And it wasn't as bad as Colton, but it was pretty up there. And I'm still very cautious about anyone I enter any relationship with or possible relationship. So it does exist. Any abuse is not okay. And I just hope he learns that just because he didn't put his hands physically onto Cassie doesn't mean he didn't harm her. Emotionally he did. He scarred her for a while. And I'm just glad she's been able to sort of move on with her life. Anyway, I'll catch you in the chat. All right, bye.
Sarai, screw. Sarai. Sorry, the coffee's hit. Thank you for that voicemail. Thank you for explaining. But and again, it's an act of despair. My father was that way. My mom would tell me, he passed away, but my mom would tell me that he would question what she was wearing because he didn't want other guys to hit on her. Very sad. And it's an insecurity thing. And who knows, maybe your ex and maybe my father, maybe they were abandoned as kids. Or my father was a Vietnam vet, so he was for sure abandoned in more ways than one with PTSD and undiagnosed. But you pass these problems on to others. In an indirect way, he passed on issues to my mom, which was passed on to me. And I think what we can look forward to doing and strive for is to seek therapy and nip that in the bud. That's what we can try to do, is understand our own issues. I'm a jealous type. So in what world? Imagine this. I could be a jealous type. I could be the guy who's controlling and all those things. And I end up engaged to a woman who works in fashion, which is almost like the graduate exam of dealing with your own jealousy tendencies. And I have overcome a lot of them. Tasha, we've done a lot. Very quickly realized if this relationship is going to work, then I'm going to have to come to terms with the fact she's a beautiful lady who's going to be hit on, and I have to trust that she loves me. And by trusting that she loves me, I live in a world where I value myself as a catch. And every relationship I've had that had codependent flares, where I felt that jealous void and all that grossness, every relationship was when I wasn't happy with myself, when I had too much time on my hands to ruminate and all that. So I could pick apart from just a guy, as a guy, I can sort of see a world in which Colton felt that lonely and that despair. But, you know, the tracking and all that, I want that conversation to happen. I do. Because, you know, he's not a monster. Colton Underwood's not a monster. He's a guy that, for God knows what reasons, put a tracking device under the hood, under the trunk of his ex-girlfriend's car and harassed her and wanted to prove, for whatever reasons, that he was in the right, that she was seeing someone else and all that, whatever it may be. I can't begin to know, but he's not a monster. But by not addressing it, he's just not using his platform to share what good could come from it.
Hey, Dave, it's Courtney from South Carolina.
Hey, Courtney.
Aw, do you need someone to tell you that you're a smoke show, smoking hot? Keep doing what you're doing. We're almost to Katie's season, and I just appreciate what you are doing for us. So keep at it. Courtney out.
Thank you so much.
Who you
It all
bang.
comes down to be careful who you bang, Courtney. That's what it all comes down to. All right, let's go to the Oz here. Sheriff Master. Go right into you here.
So happy Monday. This is the sheriff here. So Colton on the Tiki Talk. It's very interesting, and also what I was gonna say was basically forgot what I was gonna say. So basically
I always forget what I'm going to say, Oz. No worries.
So
Whole day
yeah.
is forgetting what I was
The
gonna say.
ABC food tours. I would encourage everyone to donate to ABC food tours, and it's great to see him and Matt and Rachel out there giving back to the community. And sorry, everyone, I had a brain fart in the beginning, and see you in the chat. Okay, bye.
Oz Master, my man. Yeah, I donated yesterday, and I don't say that as a pat on the back. It's, $5, $10. Imagine if there's a kid who doesn't have a meal, and you had $5 in your pocket, and that $5 would get that kid a couple meals. You'd be like, "Oh, here you go." Yeah. And that's kind of what you're doing here. ABC Food Tours was started by Tyler Cameron and Matt James. And of course, I made a video the other day. If you didn't see it, go check it out. But I made a video about ABC Food Tours, and we showed some behind the scenes footage I had never seen before. It only had a couple hundred views of Matt James going to a Sam's Club and working. He basically, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this now. But he basically dressed up as a Sam's Club employee to create a fake viral video. I guess it's on TikTok here. Let me go back. Oh yeah, let me go back over here and find it. He wanted to create a viral video where people wondered why Matt James worked at Sam's Club, and then it would have promoted the platform. It's kind of genius. I don't know if it took off. I know people in the community were asking about Matt James, so I do know. But what was it created? I'm trying to think of if I can remember the name of the TikTok. I might not have it here, but you'll have to just go to the other to the video that I made the other day about it. And I mean, he was willing, put it this way, Matt James was willing to dent his brand to show, to funnel people over to his charity. That's a big deal. A lot of people wouldn't be caught dead in a Sam's Club, vest or whatever. So if you haven't watched that, I do recommend checking it out. It is a kind of a feel-good story. Let's see where it is. Rachel helping at Matt's charity. Of course, Rachel was just really there, but sometimes you got to get people to click. So there's this video that I found. It only had a couple hundred views. See, look, only had maybe 1,000 views, 3,000, whatever that says. And it was a behind the scenes of Matt going to basically stock up a fuel pantry and provide gifts and laptops and food to a public school in the Lower East Side. I mean, this is good stuff, folks. This is a feel-good story. This is what we need more of. So while we'll use our platform and talk about Colton and other issues, absolutely, these stories don't get the love. They just don't get that extra click. I totally understand how the business model works for like Fox News and CNN. If it bleeds, it leads. Absolutely. Same thing with YouTube. If Grace is going live with Reality Steve, I'm going to get 100,000 views off of that. But where are the 100,000 views? It's got 4,700. It's doing okay. But the views where people are using their charities, and this was done in March. This was done before kind of Bachelor Nation disowned him and all these things. And now he's back there, brings Rachael Kirkconnell, his girlfriend, and he right there hand in hand, and brings Tyler Cameron, and they're doing good. They're doing good, guys. And that's what we need more of out there is people doing good. I'm going to play another voicemail here and just keep the ball rolling. Let's see what we got here. This is from earlier today. This might be our last one. If anyone
Okay,
wants
this
to
is
call.
very conflicting because on the May 12th video you posted, you said under a minute. Either way, I'm watching the video about Colton Underwood, and I'm only 5 minutes in. It's really hard for me to watch anything he does after the Good Morning America thing. I know that there might be legal things in place, but every time I see him, he just seems like his manager is holding a gun to him outside the screen or something. It doesn't seem genuine. And I love the interviewer. She did an amazing job. And when she asked if he regrets coming out publicly, of course he doesn't. He has a cologne, a Netflix series. Every time I see him after he did that Good Morning America interview, anything he says is just not good enough. There's nothing he can do. And I know I can choose not to watch, but it just makes me really mad for all of the women out there. And I know there might be things in place where he can't say everything he wants to, but he should not be getting this much attention or money. And there should have been a whole show dedicated when it was able to be done before he came out publicly about this, I think, at least. I mean, I don't make the rules. There are no rules, but when it comes to something like this, seeing the person who stalked you every day on billboards with cologne, like getting all of this positive, attention,
That's made up.
There's just this looming cloud. Yeah, no. Everyone deserves grace, though. But yeah, I don't know. That definitely wasn't under 30 seconds. Sorry. Love the show, though. But I can't keep quiet every time I see his face.
You can't keep quiet. None
Have
of
a
us
good
can.
one.
Now, listen, thank you so much for the call. I know you're probably just watching. You didn't realize it. It's a fake. It's fake. I made it up. So I know it looks kind of real when I put, I think, which image is it? Let me put this one away. When I do that one, I mean, it does look like a billboard. I did a good job. I mean, I promise you I didn't take much time. It took me 3 minutes to make this. He made it easy with that photo. But that wasn't real. So for the voicemail caller, please, I didn't want the parody to be that good. It says GPS on the cologne. Okay, I was trying to make it obvious that it was a fake. Fraudulent. All right, so how do I delete this here? No, wrong one. Go back to there. And ABF, thank you so much for the $50 Canadian donation. Says, love you all, and thanks, Dave, for creating this community. Follow me on Instagram and chat more Bachelor stuff. Yeah, ABF, for a $50 chat, we can absolutely promote your Instagram. So let me know what your Instagram is. I can't look it up on the fly, so text it into the comment section. Spring says, Dave, you made that cologne look real. Really? You guys thought this was real? Come on. Really? It says GPS right here. Tracked by Colton? Okay. All right. Well, look. You believe it for a second, then you're like, nah. Can't believe people think it's real. Yeah, that's what I said. I thought we were all in on the joke. Sarah says, Yvette, how is he? Okay. So anyway, I'm going to jump topics. And I want you guys, I want to take a couple phone calls. Don't call yet, but here's the voicemail number. I do want to take a couple phone calls talking about the next topic, okay? So just hang tight. Call me right now. I'm going to talk about ratings. Okay, so this will be my featured video for tomorrow. So if you see this tomorrow, you click on it and let it play, but don't watch it. You know what I mean? I still want you to click on it because I can appreciate the clicks. But anyhow, folks, let's get right into this video. Let me frame it up nice and make sure we are where I want to be here. So Us Weekly has a article that came out a couple hours ago that says Jade Roper and Tanner Tolbert believe Bachelorette ratings will be down without Chris Harrison. So I'd like to know what you think there, who's watching on the live stream. Call me up right now, 401-213-9828, and let me know, do you think Jade Roper and do you think Chris Harrison will be the reason why Bachelorette ratings are down without him? My personal belief before I read this article, is that Tasha and Caitlin, who are co-mentoring, co-hosting, whatever they want to call it, semantics, right? I think they are going to introduce their own fan base into the show, and I think it will offset whatever ratings are lost from Chris Harrison. Let's see if Jade and Tanner have a similar sort of belief here. I don't know. Oh, do we have a do they have an actual video of this? Let's see if this is a video. Hold on 1 second, folks. Here, I didn't know they were doing a video here, but it looks like it's done with like a 2 megapixel camera here. Nothing like Us Weekly to report the facts. Let's see what we got.
Like, oh, he'll just take off 1 season or whatever the case may be. I haven't heard any like rumors.
And then what do you guys think of Tasha and Caitlyn stepping into co-host this upcoming season of The Bachelorette?
It's going to be interesting. I think they'll do a good job. I mean, they're both very well spoken and bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, they both have like a strong presence.
Yeah. So I think they'll do a good job. Although I'm a CH fan, I still hope there's some sort of resolution there, just because, I mean, he is the face of the show. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm sure ratings will be down a little bit this year. It's probably just gonna be fact, because there's going to be
it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not.
Maybe not, but if I had to guess, I think ratings will be down, because I think there will be a section of people that say, like, I'm not watching without Chris Harrison, even though I think that's kind of a silly take, because the show is still the show. But it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward.
I think the girls will do a fantastic job.
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah. You think Chris will be back?
Man, so I thought Chris would be back when this all happened initially. Like, I was like, oh, he'll be back for sure. Like, oh, he'll just take off 1 season or whatever the case may be. I haven't heard any like rumors, and like the longer it is in between, like the more doubtful I become. Yeah. So
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. Neither.
We'll have to wait and see. Did you guys reach out to Caitlyn and Jason after their big engagement news? I don't know if you guys are close.
Yeah, I mean, we're not like close, but obviously she was his bachelorette. Right. She was on my season, so we're so excited for them. I feel like they've been together a while now, and they obviously seem very in love, and so yeah, we wish them the best.
The
club
headlines,
music's
Matt and
killing
Rachel
me.
are giving their relationship another shot. Obviously, you guys have had a relationship in the spotlight for a number of years. I mean, what kind of advice do you have for them now that they're kind of navigating this new part of their relationship?
I mean, they've got so much like outside stuff being said about them in a zillion different ways. So I would just say, try to silence that,
Shut out the noise.
Go have as much of a normal life as you can. And see if it feels right between the two of you. Don't listen to every article that's out there or this person's comment or advice, because I know they're probably getting a lot of it. Some positive, probably some negative. So yeah, just go do what's best for you, and don't listen to all the noise.
Yeah. Is it hard to kind of block it out though? Because I'm sure, obviously you deal with people on social media all the time that have opinions about literally everything that you do.
It is. I mean, I kind of set a mental rule for myself. I only check Reddit once a year. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Like, if I'm feeling too good about myself, I'll go read Reddit for a day, just take it down a notch. But you honestly can't get in the habit of looking at that stuff, because although 95% of the people are super nice, there's always going to be that, that small group that, just says shit that's gonna make you angry. You know what I mean? Make you question things. And it's just part of social media, unfortunately. So look at it less than you want to, and realize that those comments will always be there. They'll always find something.
And what you have to remember is what other people think of you is none of your business. And I have to remind myself that too. I'm wearing the Tanner hat out of respect, the backwards hat there. But yeah, so they talked about a lot here. I hate these interviews, the club music in the background. Oh my gosh. But call right now if you're listening live and you want to share your opinion. You know what? The headline, as always goes, is more clicky than what he actually said. The headline, ratings will be down without Chris Harrison. And then the truth is, yeah, I could see the ratings taking a dent. And then she goes, well, maybe not. And then they have a nuanced discussion about it. But I understand that a nuanced discussion doesn't pay their bills. And as long as we live in a society, as long as the world rewards clickbait, this is what you're going to get. And that's the truth. I mean, we live in an algorithm where you got to get more clicks than the other person. And you're going to say ratings down. Maybe I'll title this video, ratings will be down. Who knows what I'll title it. But the point is that they're more nuanced and they are fans of Chris Harrison. And look, I'm a fan of Chris Harrison. The question is, did he atone for his sins? I mean, that's going to be up for everyone to decide. I think so. And I think that what corporations like ABC and other big corporations have to reckon with is they have to understand is the audience that's going to boycott you worth whatever the outcome is that the audience wants. You know, like someone had mentioned, there's 20,000 people said if Chris Harrison doesn't come back, then we're going to cancel watching Bachelorette. And it's like, okay, cool. And I did the math on that. And that's like, instead of having a party where 500 people show up, you have a party where 499.9 people show up. And again, we discussed the adverse effect where maybe Tasha brings a community that wasn't watching. Maybe Caitlyn brings a community that wasn't watching. They both have gigantic platforms. Chances are, I think Chris Harrison should come back. I think having him be a part of the discussion is better than what will happen to the people that aren't maybe at a place where they can understand the nuanced conversation. And people say, well, if he's going to be gone, then I am going to turn in my ABC badge or whatever they do, you know? If someone feels that way, you know, maybe it's better if Chris Harrison sticks around and they have him be a part of the conversations of change, growth, talking, using his story. Again, we come back to it, using your platform. I don't know, folks. Wouldn't it be crazy? L-Dog said, apologizing without atonement is just guilt exempting. Well, yeah, but the question is what's the atonement? Like, what can he or will he do to sort of show people that he understands where he went wrong and what he plans to do to move forward? Okay, let's click on this voicemail.
The sheriff here.
Oh, this is Oz. So call in right now if you want. I have no one else after Oz. So if anyone wants to call in right now, and I'll play your voicemail. Let me know what you think is going to go down if Chris Harrison doesn't return in the fall, or tell me what you think about Chris Harrison coming back or staying gone and what they're going to do. All right, Oz, you're up.
100% the ratings will be down. It won't really cater to their Midwestern base not to have Chris Harrison there, and also the ratings will also be down in the South, and that's pretty much where they get the cake as far as the ratings. So I think the ratings will be down as far as without Chris Harrison, even with bringing the new audience with Caitlyn and Tasha. I'll be watching for sure, but yeah, I believe the ratings will be down across the board without Chris Harrison because he's such a staple in the Bachelor franchise, and we'll see what happens going forward. Okay, bye, everyone.
Thank you, Oz. Great points there. Yeah, of course, we must remember the giant amount of the giant fan base he has, and not only that, the politicization. Did I say that right? Wow, too much coffee, folks. The how binary we all are. I'm against cancel culture, so I guess I need to support Chris Harrison, and it's like, you know, we'll see. Every situation is unique, but Chris Harrison obviously issued several apologies, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes down there. You know, it's kind of like old Billy Bush, right? He got fired from his job for what Trump said, and then Trump became president. Life's not always fair. Things kind of work out that way. It all comes down to, like, are you in a position where you can be fired? Chris Harrison sort of is. Now, he got Brian Friedman, power attorney, so clearly he won't go down without swinging. I love the idea that Cora had in this in here where she says maybe Chris Harrison could, like, open the door and, like, let the mentors come in and do the day-to-day, and Chris Harrison does the big regalia. Maybe Chris Harrison... Maybe it's Queen Chris Harrison, and then Tasha is the Prime Minister. How about that? Is that to relate to our UK fans over there? All right, let's go to our next caller. I'm going to take a couple more calls. I got the phone lines open if anyone wants to call in if you're watching live. If you're catching this video after on Friday and you want to watch the full video, the full 90-minute plus live stream, you can go click on that as well. We had a blast today talking about a lot of hotbed topics in Bachelor news. All right, here we go. Let's hear from this caller.
Hey, Dave, it's Sarai. I kind of agree with you. You know, we may lose some old viewers of Chris's, or we may gain some of Caitlyn's as well as Tasha's audience. I'm actually really excited to see what they can bring. You know, it's going to be different. It's going to, not be a Chris Harrison 5, but I'm pretty excited and I'm willing to give them a chance. So that's my take. All right. Bye.
Sarai, thank you so much. And to be honest, you have to look at other factors when it comes to the ratings. The ratings might be down because it's going to be the first season in 2 seasons where the world's opening back up. The season premieres the Monday after summer begins. So we are going to have to look into the fact that will people be sticking around, or will they finally be going outdoors and doing other things? I'm petrified about that. I'm petrified I want as many eyeballs on the show as possible. This is what we do. We talk about it. So we'll have to see. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I think that I could see a world in which the ratings go down purely because Bachelor premiered in January, and for all the people that live in the winter conditions, the sun's going down at 5, you're in for the night, you might click it on, and, maybe people are out at a barbecue on Monday afternoon doing happy hour, at the Dodgers game in left field. Who knows? Will that be enough to change things? I guess we'll have to compare this upcoming Bachelor season to past Bachelor seasons that aired at the beginning of summer. Again, the timeline's been all shifted, so I have no idea if that's when it normally airs. Obviously, this is a crazy year. We're doing nonstop because, normally we take a break. We went Bachelorette, we went Clare, then Tasha, took a week off, went to Matt James. Now we have a couple months off, a little bit of breathing room. And then what's coming up next? We have Katie Thurston. We have Bachelor in Paradise. We have Michelle Young. And then will that go right into a Bachelor? Is all of ABC just going to become people trying to get their Harrisons boinked in a yurt? I mean, what's going to be going on over there? Last chance if anyone wants to call in. I got an open phone line ready to take your voicemails. Last chance to call in. Let's look at the chat section. Ashley Barker says, honestly, every time Chris Harrison was on screen, he looked like he hated his life. No, well, I mean, Chris Harrison's job, the worst thing you can do to somebody is ostracize them. Now, it doesn't mean Chris Harrison was very flippant and very dismissive of Rachel Lindsay. That happened. That's done. But as far as Chris Harrison's, I don't know, day-to-day life goes, I'm sure he gets a lot of value by being on the set, by talking to the sound guy. Oh, how you doing? You still playing summer baseball? How's the kid? It's his job. I mean, it's your day-to-day. So I'm sure as much as it's nice to go golfing in the off-season, you got to imagine it's been tough to lose that identity. Chris Harrison will not work again in Hollywood if he loses this job. So is he at the age where he's ready to retire and kick rocks, or does he want a redemption story? If it were me, I'd want to be back on the show. I'd want a redemption story. I'd want to speak. If I really feel like that's not the character who I am, I'd want to keep sharing that love. I'd want to keep educating myself and spreading that love and having that redemption. For everyone who says, well, he's got enough money, he can go ride off into the sunset and retire. People don't get into Hollywood because they want to ride off in the sunset and retire. They're fighting their own demons. They want to be loved. And I feel like Chris Harrison, the irony of this whole situation is that he probably just wants the love and respect from everyone in doing what he did by having that tough conversation. Probably, and this is what gets crazy, Chris Harrison is a company man. Probably, and I know other people have posted that said this, so I'm not speaking out of left field here, but Chris Harrison was probably speaking on the talking points from Bachelor, which is do this interview, tease that Rachael Kirkconnell will speak her truth at the after the final rose or whatever it may be. You're going to have to wait and see. That's what he did for 20 seasons leading up. Well, it's pretty crazy. You're going to have to wait and see. It's the most dramatic season yet. And then all of a sudden, he does it in a way that he comes off kind of like, who are you? And he kind of has a bad day at the office. Okay. And I'm not making apologies for him, but that was a bad day at the office. And the question we have to ask is that going to be what and again, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but the question we're going to have to ask is that who Chris Harrison is, or are we going to see a side of him that's going to come back, have a redemption story, and have a net positive from all of this? Truthfully, honestly, I don't know how it's going to go. All right, we got 3 calls coming in. Let's take them.
Hey, Dave. This is Linda from Texas.
Hey, Linda.
I'm calling in about this whole story about ratings going down. To be honest, I really don't think they'll go down. I feel like The Bachelor and Bachelorette is everyone's guilty pleasure. There's a few diehard fans that may go, but I agree with you in the sense that I think most people are probably watching more so just to be entertained by the actual drama and the relationships that are being built, not because Chris Harrison is somehow funny or brings something amazing to the table. So, I don't think that's going to happen. I think people are overreacting about Chris Harrison leaving.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate your phone call. Yeah, someone in the comment section said, when Chris Harrison ever has to have a sit down with one of the leads, he always just looked so like like he doesn't want to be there. And it's like, I feel like Chris Harrison's like a dad. Like when the kid throws a baseball through the window, it's like, all right, son, come in. We're going to have a talk. Okay, did you bang before the fantasy suite? We're going to have a talk. Like, I feel like that's the energy he has now. I totally think it's a good idea to bring in other mentors. I think that's a separate, it's like you watch a football game. You got the commentators, then you got the field reporter. We need Chris Harrison, and then we need the field reporters, which are people close to the same generation of the contestants that are trying to bump Harrison's in a yurt. A couple more voicemails. We'll get out of here.
Hey, Dave. This is Catherine calling from Florida. I've been watching your live stream.
Hey, Catherine.
First, I just want to say I left a note for you in the chat. So if you get a second, take a look at that. That'd be awesome. But I want to talk about the ratings. I kind of agree with you now that things are opening up. Like I said, I live in Florida, so things are definitely opening up here.
Yeah.
People definitely won't be watching TV as much, I don't think. But just because they're not watching it live doesn't mean that they're not watching it the next day, on Hulu or something. Because that's how I usually watch anyway. But I also just want you to know, just because I don't watch the episode live does not mean that I don't watch your recap videos after the fact. So you should not be worried about it. Even if I don't watch the show, I definitely still watch your recap videos because then I get all of the good parts and none of the crap. So don't worry about that. But I love your live stream, Dave. I love your channel. I think that your videos are great, and I just really appreciate what you're doing. Thanks so much. Bye.
Catherine, thanks so much. And hey, if you don't mind pointing me to what you said in the chat's blown up. There's so many comments. I don't know if I'll be able to find exactly what you said. Send me a text to this number. I can respond to text messages from this number. I don't normally do that, but I'd love to know what you're saying there, because I'm sorry, I just can't talk and respond to the chat all at the same time. So if I missed you, I do apologize.
Hi, Dave. I just got your last chance message. This is Natalie or Nitley or ABF. And I just wanted to call because you said to call. It's our last chance. And I hate the sound of my own voice. So I'm going to cringe when you play this if you do. But I love what you're doing. I love Tasha.
It's so funny. Oh, we lost you. Did you drop the phone in the pool? I think she dropped the phone in the pool. Hold on. We got her. She called back.
David, Natalie again. Because you're shit.
It sounds like your phone. It sounds like your phone fell into the dryer and it just. Well, excuse me. Oh, now I'm dying. Oh boy, I guess that's the end of the video. Anyway, so I did want to bring this up before. We'll wrap it all up. We'll tie it all up here to just. I think do I have the right one here? No, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I got different clips here. Oh boy. Here it is. So speaking of Jade and well, by the way, so I'll just say this, and I appreciate if I'm all over the place. I'm trying to do this on the fly. I'll say this. I think Chris Harrison can come back, and we can see what happens with Tasha and Caitlyn and have that evolve as something too. I think that the best scenario for ABC moving forward, for Bachelor moving forward, is to understand, look, we know you have concerns about him. We want to make this right, and let's talk our way through this. If you got in a fight with a family member, you'd want to talk it out with your family member. And I think that's what needs to be done here. I think that conversation needs to happen way better than Chris Harrison giving his ashen apology to Michael Strahan, who God knows has his own issues. I think we need to either have some long-form conversation about it all or have it take place on the show. So we'll have to see how that goes. Now, we have Jade and Tanner, after they were speaking, they've got a buyer for their $3 million home. If you felt like you were wondering why people decided to go on The Bachelor, it's because you can buy a $3 million home. And I feel like they weren't even in the market to sell. Look at these pop-up ads. I know people say, Dave, you got to get a pop-up ad blocker, but this is just asinine here. The couple who met on the reality spinoff series in 2015, married in 2016, and have seen their family expand over the years. In 2019, they welcomed a son, Brooks, into their master closet of the home. Oh yeah, that was a weird part of the article where they said they birthed their son in their master closet. How big's your house? We give birth in the closet. Very nice. Colton was doing something else in the closet in 2016, but I digress. So here it is. What a beautiful home. Of course, it's a wide angle lens, so it makes it look a little bigger than that. But this is what $3 million gets you in Los Angeles. It's nice and all, but it's apparently they bought this home for what? Someone said only less than $1 million or just over $1 million, and it tripled in value. They're 34. They revealed to People magazine in 2019 that they worked with interior designer Caitlin Wright and Hannah Rodriguez of Realm Design Co. to bring a cool, earthy California look at the Orange County home. So it's 4,400 square feet. Oh, a nice outdoor bar. That's kind of nice. Oh, Ash and Kirsten with the $5. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Can't wait to see Tasha's fashion content. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Thank you so much, Ash. I appreciate that. And Kirsten, I appreciate that. So yeah, this place, it looks great. Don't get me wrong, but this is what $3 million. I know in the Midwest, $3 million will get you a full cul-de-sac community, but this is what you get over here is it does look really nice. What does Tanner do, by the way? No, I mean, I'm not trying to slight him as a reality star, but what do they do? I mean, look at that. Free range. They got the whole thing, nice island, some jute rugs. You can tell I'm in a relationship. I'm looking at the jute rugs. I'm like, those are the nice jute rugs. Anyway, pegged in an oasis, gave birth in a closet. Who knows? Maybe they got pegged in the closet too. The property is built to offer an ultimate indoor-outdoor living experience, which includes a saltwater pool, spa, fire pit, and cabana with outdoor kitchen, barbecue, refrigerator, TV, sound system, and a retractable overhead awning to control the sun. Topping off the main floor is a spacious guest suite with a private bathroom and separate powder room. Upstairs is the master suite with panoramic deck, sitting area, and opulent bathroom with soaking tub, walk-in shower, and quartz counter. You gotta love a realtor fluffing up a place. They got the nice outdoor fire pit. So anyway, they put it on the market and it sold in like 2 days, which is pretty crazy. That just goes to show why people like me can't buy a home in California. Because, look, they were last year, Roper made headlines when she scored first place with this is interesting. They scored first place with DraftKings Millionaire Maker event, banking $1 million that was later revoked following allegations that she had cheated. Roper currently co-hosts a podcast, Mommies Tell All, with her fellow Bachelor alum, Carly Waddell. Tolbert's day job is selling cars. Really? Sells cars? Tolbert initially appeared on the 11th season of The Bachelorette during Caitlin Bristow's run. Roper was on the 19th season of The Bachelor. So there it is, folks. There you have it. I'm happy for them. I like them. They seem like good people. Everything I say is in jest. It's all good. Good people there. So anyway, they sold their home. And that'll do it for this clip. And to watch the full video, you can go to the live stream later on for those Friday people. Otherwise, let's just keep on going in with this live chat and wrap things up. I am going to be wrapping things up with this live chat. Looks like we got, Susan from Michigan here. Let's go to Susan from Michigan.
Hey, Dave. This is Susan from Michigan. I don't know if I'll make the call tonight, but I just wanted to say, as far as ratings, this show is old as dirt, and I stopped watching long ago. I just got back into it the last season or so because of YouTube channels like yours, which make it much more entertaining. So, to me, Chris Harrison is like the old school host. Maybe a comfort level for a lot of people, but the show really needs a reset, and it needs to kind of come into modern times. So I really look forward to Katie's season, and I just look forward to your recaps. Again, you're the reason I'm back into The Bachelor. Woo! Thanks, and keep it up.
Susan
Bye-bye.
in Michigan, thank you so much for the phone call. I am going to be getting out of here. If anyone wants to call in, you got 5 minutes left. This is your 5-minute warning for the last chance to call in. I'm going to just play some tunes here and get to everybody. Plum's mom says, my 4,000 square foot home in Minnesota, we paid $299,000 about 10 years ago. Don't live there now as a single mom. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible what you can get in other markets, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is when you live on the coast. Very expensive. If I wanted to buy a place now, I mean, you can't find a place for under $1 million, and we're talking fixer-uppers. It ain't good. So that's why we're renting. We're like, you know what? It's just not like our money is better put elsewhere. So anyway, let's get out of here. Mike Luke had said, maybe I should do another video about Chris Harrison. Let's see what I got here. Cora says, cool. I'll try to hop into this next live stream and be in touch about it. Oh, what did I miss? Sarah said, I would love that. Don't have a clue about Discords. Have our own voice channel, hangouts, and chat rooms. So someone's asking about Discord. I hear you about Facebook, but I like my, sorry guys, I'm trying to backtrack and read these comments. Some people have asked me about starting a Discord. Here's my only concern about a Discord is that I'll lose traffic on the YouTube channel, which is a good place to have conversations. But I do love the idea of a Discord, and I do love the idea of people using Discord to call in because I do think it's a better app for taking phone calls. So if somebody does want to start a Discord for my channel, let me know, DM me on Instagram. Let me know what I need to do. I don't want to have to run something like on a day-to-day, but if there's someone who wants to like run a Discord, again, I probably sound so, if anyone's on the Facebook, I don't really know, but if someone wants to run Discord or moderate it or whatever needs to be done, set it up, let me know and we can test it out. I just don't know if we have that big of an audience, but maybe we do, you know? If it's another place for me to promote what's going on here, then absolutely I'm interested in it. I guess I should get Discord and find out. Erica says Discord is awesome. All right, let's get on Discord. Vance Lama says, what is Discord? Yeah, my only thing in it, but again, I had the same concern when it came to doing a live stream, was that I was worried, like, what if no one shows up to the live stream? And so I shouldn't have that concern about what if no one shows up to the Discord. Let me see. So we're getting out of here. I'm trying to read any last comments. If there's anything I missed, Cora says I messaged you on Patreon. Oh yes, Cora. Okay, I got your message. Let me respond to you and make sure. Okay, great. We'll put a Discord together and we'll figure it out. And for people that want to chat on there, that can be a chat room. And then for people that want to chat on YouTube, that could be a chat room too. Patty cake tract is Dave's invention. Many of us fell for it. Patty cake, someone else. Why does he always talk? Okay, yeah, no, this, sorry guys. Let me get away from this here. I didn't realize we were all going to believe that this was real. I think the Instagram got the joke. Maybe you guys didn't. 1 second here. Get rid of Colton. There it is. There's a live. So again, I'm on Discord on Pokemon, but it is really weird. Yeah, I'm sure we'd have a good time on Discord. What do we got for sound here? Let's get a good jam up here, and then I'm gonna bounce out. So leave your last thoughts now, and we'll get out of here. Boy, my legs are sweating. It is so hot in here. I'm gonna go enjoy. Oh, I gotta edit tonight. That's what I gotta do. Make sure you get to that vlog channel, guys. I'm almost at 4,000 watch hours. When we get to 4,000 watch hours is when I will be able to monetize it, which will be nice. Even though it's only gonna make $1 or $2, it'll still be nice. So stay in touch, folks. For anyone who isn't a part of the newsletter, when we get a Discord, we'll mention it in the newsletter. Are these all voicemails I just got? Oh no, these are old ones. I got really nervous for a second. I just had like 25 old voicemails here. Wow. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much. Make sure, exciting plans for the weekend. Can you believe tomorrow's already Friday? I can't believe it. I will share with all of you, the cake that I made Tasha and the whole process behind that in the next vlog that's coming out tomorrow. I'm sharing with you the Harry Potter bed sheets, the Harry Potter birthday cake, and also the marble that Tasha got cut to spruce up some IKEA dressers. It's pretty cool, guys. She's doing a good job. I want to thank everyone that has supported all of us. Thank you to everyone who supported Oz. Make sure send him a nice donation, even a couple of bucks, guys. Whatever, at Uber Eats, anything helps. He does the Lord's work over there, and he'll put the link in the comments. The merch is now officially live on the store, so that is underneath all the videos. It should be, and you can click and customize the different merch. You'll see what L-Dog designed. You can click on different hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, all that jazz. It's all there, folks. L-Dog says, I wish he posted Tasha preview designs L-Dog, I don't know what that means, so send me a text message afterward. And thanks to all the new people that showed up today. I really appreciate you guys, Mike and everyone else. Love to hear the guys' perspective here. We didn't hear from Josh in Boston. Maybe he's on a date with Piper. Who knows? Maybe he's out there. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much. See you later. Bye now.
it's Susan in Washington. Just really quick, throw in my thoughts here. I love Katie Thurston so much, and she's my neighbor up the road. So I think that she's intriguing enough that she's going to have viewers. I think some people will drop off without Chris there, but I agree with you. I think eventually Chris will come back, and that they will have a combination of Chris and then maybe prior or alumni bachelors and bachelorettes. I think that's a nice way to have a balance. And anyway, still enjoying your shows, your talks, your challenging ideas, and again, just want to tell you how much I appreciate you, and hope everyone's well and has a great weekend. Bye.
Susan, thank you so much. Last minute voicemail there. Didn't want to miss you. And also, I didn't get to hear what happened with Catherine Tobin, so send me a message on Instagram or text my number and let me know. I'd love to stay in the loop, and hope you're doing okay, and I hope everyone out there is doing okay. As they like to say, have an excellent whatever it is, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.